Today I'm looking at toilets. Public toilets. Obviously, with the scare that's currently on with the virus, the coronavirus, people are going to become much more aware of these often stinky, smelly places. Now, this is a typical Jersey public toilet, I think. Very small, very congested. As you can see, I've got walking sticks today. But for anybody with disabilities, these are very inadequate. Very small door.
I'm sorry, Casella. So, goodbye, tight.
Inward opening.
Goodbye, tight, yeah.
Now there's the toilet. It's got no lid on it, of course.
Yes.
Which is one of the things that's being flagged up with toilets, that when you flush them you should put the lid down. This one here, I suppose I ought to do it in sequence. They've got one of these annoying little paper dispense things, which is pulls out this piece of paper, which generally speaking is pretty useless paper. I mean, we all know what it's for, is to wipe your bum with. Or your genitalia in some cases.
No.
But it's pretty inadequate stuff, isn't it? I've always thought it'd be good to have a competition to see how long a piece you can pull out, make that a prize competition. But the paper is of very poor quality. And it's inadequate. And I'm just wondering, it goes down there, and then you have to flush it away. Your contaminated finger has to push on this button. So we're looking at this virus which is spreading like mad. This is a typical installation. This cubicle's far too small. Obviously people come in here and have a drink. Now we'll go outside and see the even worse horror if nobody's using it. The gents' urinal. Well, here's a gents' urinal. It's a typical urinal. Pretty disgusting. Now I don't know what the level of contamination of the urine is, but men being men, and we traditionally from the age we can pee on our own, we tend to stand up to pee, and we dribble all over the floor, over our hands, over our clothes, and then we find when we've done all that, we find a washing facility of some sort. This one's one of these. I don't know how hygienic these are. You put your hand in, you all know them. Soap, water, hot air, and that's that. Yeah, are they any good? Do germs, viruses, do they thrive, or does this destroy them? I have no idea. But as you can see, this is a pretty disgusting place. Now what are they going to do? This virus takes hold. What are they going to do in places like Jersey? Are they going to close all these down, these toilets? Because obviously it's a point where diseases can spread from. Are they going to stop people using them? Of course, to emerge from this toilet, you've got to operate this thing, so that means you haven't been able to wash your hands. So that's contaminated if you've got a bug. Well, this public toilet, as you can see, has got a step up, which makes it out of bounds for some users. It's got a wet floor sign there telling us, and there's that caution, Guido, I don't know what that was all about, it's turned away from us. So here you are, these are just some of the problems. They all are difficult to overcome, because toilets, public toilets, are a high vandalism area. They get a lot of destruction of toilets, and they're not always well used, kept clean, all the rest of it. These are real problems. Here's another public toilet, a busy one. Now, as you can see, this is much better as far as space is concerned. There's a toilet here. It's got a lid on it. It's clean. The same rather crazy towel dispenser, I'm afraid to say, which personally speaking, I find these virtually useless and very frustrating to use. This toilet's got the same button push, make it a flush. Of course, it's not a designated disabled person's toilet, but of course there are many sorts of disability. So somebody with a sight impairment might have some difficulty finding that push there. So bear in mind that people come in for a toilet, they may have a bowel disorder or temporary or permanent sickness, and they will make a mess and they will get themselves into a mess. Now this again, I've got my sticks. There's quite a lot of room for general use. Having used the toilet for whatever purposes, like peeing on it, the floor here is quite clean. Looks as though it's been cleaned recently. I've got now to touch the handle to get out. This toilet's got another one of these slab urinals. The floor is soaking wet. Now it's been raining, it may be due to rain, but I suspect most of that is urine, which men pee on the floor, because that's the nature of men. It's got these machines again, hand washing, which sound like a good idea. I wonder, I'm told that they actually encourage the growth of germs, but I don't know. You know, soap, water rinse and hand drying. Sounds like a good system. But if I can film it, I'm going to now go and find a bidet toilet, which does the same process. When you use the WC, you sit on it and it washes your bottom and dries it in the same way, so you don't have to get your hands contaminated at all. I'm in the market now, the central market, under the sign of the disability, and the curious, because they've refurbished this recently. Now there's a notice on this door, presumably this is the toilet. There's a toilet there with a lock on it. Now I presume, because obviously they've had this thing about disabled persons' toilets, the general public will abuse them on occasions. But this is a fairly well supervised place. The market is always under public scrutiny, but you have to have the magic key to use this toilet. And of course some people have a temporary disability due to bowel disorder or whatever. They have to use the toilets in a hurry. Next door to this, I presume this is another notice on the door here. These toilets are for the use of members, tenants and staff of the market only. Okay, you can't go in there for a quick fag look, that's out of the order. So I don't know what's in there, but that purports to be a toilet, I presume it was. Obviously I can't go in there, I don't have the necessary ticket. See if somebody can let me in. Well, this is one of the main entrances to the central market, a public place. Thousands of people go through here every day. Up there is almost a unique sign. There's a couple around. Toilets, a sign to toilets. And it's got a little disability symbol there. And it is pointing towards the toilet over there, which is a lockable toilet. In other words, you have to have a key to use it. And the members of the, so to speak, of the staff of the market are allowed to use the one adjacent. As far as I can tell, I'm not allowed to go in there apparently. But there you are, that's one of the very few signs. Basically it's one of those signs you have to know it's there to know it's there. You see, it's the sort of the mumbo jumbo that goes along with public toilets. Here's a disabled person's toilet. In fact, it's a multi-purpose toilet because it's in a bookies, spotlessly clean, fitted out for disabled persons, male or female. But of course you have to be minimum age 16 to use these, and presumably spending a penny here could result in you having an investment on the horses or it might cost you more. Now it has got an outward opening, a nice wide outward opening door. I mean, you can't really find much fault with this if you're looking for fault. Again, it's got toilet paper about the size of betting slips and this very thin paper, which, I don't know, maybe I'm heavy-handed, but to me it's pretty useless. It's got a good colour contrast toilet seat, but no lid. It's got a paddle, which is useful to push it. You've got the facility to wash your hands before you do that. I mean, the point about a lid is especially important now with the virus, that you put the lid down before you flush it. Stops the bugs going everywhere. Lots of myths about the current virus. Whether they're wearing a mask is any use to anybody, that seems rather doubtful. So, and how infectious urine is, obviously men mostly use betting shops. There's a nice bit of urine on the floor there, dribbling. I shall walk in that if I was to use the toilet. If women use it, then probably their clothes will get impregnated with urine. Well, this is all the joys of public toilets. It would be much better if we had wash-down bidet type toilets, and they could be installed in this sort of place because it's subject to scrutiny pretty often. Pretty good toilet this. Oh, as I say, the one thing it lacks for some reason is a mirror. I don't know why that is, to make sure that you're zipped up and proper. The thing about a big toilet for disabled persons, very often you need two people. You need somebody to assist you. That's the thing that people don't understand. You walk very well whizzing there in your wheelchair. It's not simple that. People have all sorts of disabilities and reasons for wanting a toilet. Now, you need very often somebody assist you. As I say, you've got to be minimum age 18, so you're not to get children in here. But this is a public facility insofar as it's part of a betting shop, and I think it's excellent. Well, this excellent little display in our local store. It's the washlet. It's a Toto with bidet function. You can see what happens. You've got a little thing there, nozzle there, and it washes you. After you've used the WC, it washes you and it dries you. And there it is, it's all there. I mean, obviously, apparently, Toto, I presume that's no coincidence, because these are standard fitting in Japan, and I would hope that they would be a standard fitting soon in Jersey. Looks just like any toilet, but it has these extra facilities. I think it's a brilliant thing. Obviously. There it is, a bidet toilet. No need to be afraid of it. It'll wash you. Obviously for disabled people, it's almost essential, or some disabled people. If you have limited use of your arms or your legs, or you can't turn your back, this is the thing to have, isn't it? But for lots of people, it's the answer. For everybody, really, this is the answer. It washes you, cleans you, dries you. No need for bits of tissue. All goes down the toilet. You're clean, your hands are clean. So, it's so obvious.